like that. Woo! What's good, everybody? Welcome to Pull Up Show. My name is DJ Matthews, aka B Jizzle.
Hey man, and it's your co-host that does it the most, Rick Masters at Rick Masters 23 or Mr. Lee on Instagram. Check your boy out. Yo, people, you already know the Pull Up Basketball Podcast shirts. We got the red, we got the black, we got the white, got hoodies, sweaters, $35, $40 a pop. Man, y'all know what's good. Cash App $ BJ Matthews. We got the ticker at the bottom of the screen. We affiliated with YouTube. You already know. So much love and support from all of you guys for getting us there. We love y'all dearly. B Jizzle, let's go.
Like my boy said, go and get your shirts, white, black, and red. You know what I'm saying? All different sizes and colors. Hoodies are $40 a pop with the sweaters, $35 for the regular shirts. Hit that like button right there in the Cash App. You can also see as well. We're affiliated with also YouTube. We will have that back up next week where you guys can actually donate and show your love to the podcast through the YouTube page. And we definitely appreciate all y'all support. Let's hear y'all in the comments, bro, so let y'all know y'all here. But we got a good show for y'all today. It's been about a week since we did the Sunday show, but we're back in action. So Rick, we got two things we want to talk about: the Warriors and the Nets. Okay, Golden State Warriors and the Brooklyn Nets. So Golden State Warriors, outside of Draymond Green, had some comments where he was on with the show with Taylor Rooks. I don't know if you guys know Taylor Rooks. She's an NBA insider. She had a sit-down interview with Draymond Green, and it spoke about his future with the Golden State Warriors. And I'm going to read a couple of things that Draymond said about his future with the Golden State Warriors from here on out. In a recent interview with Taylor Rooks, Green was asked if it's hard for him to say that there could be a day when he's not a Warrior no more. And then Green responded, "No. Quite frankly, the writing's on the wall. I understand the business. We tend to get into this of someone who owes us something because of what we did accomplish. You'd be an idiot to walk around feeling that way. I feel like you're just setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for a heartbreak. You're setting yourself up for disappointment, as opposed to saying, no, let me learn this business." So, Rick, we all know what happened over the summer with Draymond Green and Jordan Poole. Obviously, one of the biggest, it was a scuffle actually when Draymond Green punched Jordan Poole in the face right before the season started, and people started to go viral. We were very vocal about this. So let's get the opening comments. When you hear these comments from Draymond Green, what goes through your mind?
I mean, just based off of what he said in that interview, I mean, I think his head's in the right place. I mean, look, man, at the end of the day, this is a business. Salute, Miss Tape, salute. This is a business. So I like that his mindset and his spirit understands, like, hey, I'm not getting too attached. At the end of the day, they can cut me, they can drop me. Obviously, I know in the back of his mind, he probably understands that they probably about to get rid of him because of the little events that he had over the summer, and sometimes even in the past when he may get himself kicked out of crucial games that you might need in the playoffs, or just sending out inappropriate picks and is getting out there on the viral screens. I mean, I'm pretty sure as a man, he understands that, like he said, the writing's on the wall, right? Like he gets that. But I would like to say something really quick. Even though his mind and his spirit's in the right place about business, I mean, if you keep winning, it don't matter. Money talks. And this is who I'm going to use to make this reference point. Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman, if a lot of y'all remember, this brother was an eventful person. I say it like that. He was very eventful. All right. He always has something going on. You got players all over the league that literally would tell you zillions of stories about Dennis Rodman and how he acted when he was on certain teams. Like the most recent that I heard, and of course, I'm not going to bring up no 90s because we all know that. But what I heard recently from Shaq on the interview was Dennis Rodman showed up. They wanted you there an hour before practice or before the game. He'll show up like 50 minutes after or like 5 minutes before with a big old plate of rice. And then he'll like shower. Then he'll go kill it in the game. And right after the game, he won't go shower and go party. He was like, Dennis Rodman was just like disrespectful like that. Like he didn't care. But the point that I'm making is that Dennis Rodman contributed and he killed when he did play. And let's not get things twisted. At the end of the day, it is a business. And so put it like this. I use another big figurehead that we all know. Okay. So then you got Money Mayweather. He has a big mouth, but the thing is, he backs it up. So my point is this: you can cause as much problems as you want, but I'm gonna tell you what, you can't be averaging those 7.6, 7.1 rebounds, 6.6 assists, and 7 points on a team and think you can cause problems. You see what I'm saying? And then he just won a championship, this past year. But when your team's sitting at 500 even, I think they 21 and 21 or 22 and 22 or something. I gotta go look at the
21. You're right.
21 and 21.
Yes, sir.
You can't be on that type of roster winning, barely winning, sitting at an even 500, causing all this calamity, right? But if you like Dennis Rodman or Mayweather, you just killing and winning and doing your thing. I'm gonna tell you what, people forget about that punch real fast. So I'm gonna say that.
Good opening comments. We got some people in here. You know what I'm saying? I really hoop 100. Appreciate you coming in, bro. Salute to my bro, Place for Keep. He says salute BJ and Masters. Good morning, guys. Joanne Desir, Miss Joanne. Appreciate you coming through. First Ballot Hall of Famer. I really hoop, laughed, LOL. So make sure y'all hit that like button, like Mrs. Tay said, in the chat, so we can get the actual comments out there and get the notifications out there as well. But yeah, as y'all can see in the headline, it said Draymond Green accepts he probably won't be with the Warriors forever. The writing's on the wall. Now, obviously, Draymond Green is one of those guys who's going to be a Warrior for life, if you think about it. Like the 4 championships with Steph and Clay, they brought winning. I think they're outside of Wilt Chamberlain. I don't know if nobody else has won a championship with the Warriors. I don't know if somebody can correct me. I think that was the first championships they won. If not, then I'm pretty sure that the Wilt Chamberlain was the one that won the first one. But anyway, in the modern day era, this team has been like, the known perfection, the dynasty from 2015. I'm sorry, 2016 all the way to 2022. Since last year, they've been a dynasty. They had a couple years where they were kind of like out the loop because of injuries, because of Clay and Steph Curry from 19 to 20 and 21. But other than that, they've been a pretty much a system of winning. And they've been, pretty much America's, destined team. Like, Steph Curry, being the face of the team, and Klay Thompson, the fun, energetic guy. And then you got Draymond. Before the incident happened with Jordan Poole, was like the toughness of the team. And then people just love the Warriors, how they played it, get threes up, and just how their ball movement and all that good stuff. People love the Warriors. But Draymond obviously understands what he's done, like the damage he's done. You can go back to the 2016 finals where he actually possibly cost that team a championship. You can look at all the outbursts that he had with Steve Kerr, the head coach, his own head coach, where it was reported during a game in the playoffs where he nearly pushed Steve Kerr into the locker room or into a locker and had to actually be separated from different teammates. And then what just happened at the practice with him and Jordan Poole, you can kind of tell like players have probably seen that more times than not, because you got people who are just standing around not doing nothing. Steph Curry didn't do nothing as far as just staying where he was at. And then you had other players. Jonathan Kuminga was on the side. The only person that really stepped in was Andrew Wiggins. But it looked like it was just a normal day at practice for what, happened. Like him just socking out Jordan Poole. I personally believe that was the beginning of the end for him at the Warriors, because, I just think there were just too many different outbursts from him. And, they were tired of it. And I do believe this is, again, I was very firm about this. I believe that they released that film on purpose to get Draymond out of Golden State. I believe that film was released on purpose of Draymond hitting Jordan Poole to get him out of Golden State. And the reason why I say that is because, me and Rick play basketball. For me, when we go to practice, when I went to practice for my college team or for my professional team, they have a camera crew, but it's only controlled by the camera group of the team. No one else is allowed to, be recording on the floor and actually be recording video and pictures. At that point, you're going to be having to be asked to either put that away or be removed, right? Or you got to ask for permission. And that was just, and then for you to say that you're going to find the person and fire them, well, who's the person that you fired? What Steve Kerr said, he came out and said somebody's going to get fired. Well, who's the person that got fired? No one released any names or any information. It was just kind of swept under the rug. So it was just too many open things that I just saw that was just going on. That was like, you know what, there's something, fishy going on. But Rick, what do you have to say about, Draymond, how he's going to, actually impact this team from this for the rest of the season?
I mean, I think Draymond's gonna be Draymond, man. I mean, at the end of the day, I think he shows up. He comes to play. He's gonna have that Warriors attitude, no pun intended. I mean, he literally plays hard. He gets into people's head. He literally, I like, for instance, one thing I do like about Green is that even though he had that incident with the young fella, when it's game time, he plays ball, right? He plays ball. So you could tell he's one of those dudes where when it's business time, it's business time. He may lose his cool. You can tell that over the years, he's probably matured a little bit, probably not as fast as some of us may want him to mature, but he's definitely matured a little bit. I hear him on different interviews and different talk shows. I see how he carries himself. Like I said, Draymond seems like a dude I would hang with, you know what I'm saying, outside of ball. Like, he's a chill dude. But at the same time, you could tell he's not going to take any nonsense. And I didn't even realize the brother was only 32. He turns 33 in March, I believe. So I thought he's a little bit older than that. But we the same age pretty much. So it's like Draymond really is just a calculated dude. He's a cool guy. But I think, he's just one of them dudes where he lets his emotions get the best of him sometimes. You can tell he's working on that. But I think nothing much is going to change for him. I think he understands his role on the team. I think he understands what he needs to bring. He tries to bring the best potential out of the other players on the team. And with Jordan Poole, he obviously kind of handled that poorly, right? We all agree with that. But at the end of the day, it's like he gonna keep pushing. He gonna keep being Draymond, man. So I don't really see him, changing in a sense. But I mean, if anything, I could tell that he learns from his decisions. He learns from his mistakes. Like I said, this is the first time we see Draymond all over the media or all in the news. If anything, I agree with you, B Jizzle. I think that, Golden State is just ready to get him up out of here. And that was one way they did it because, like you said, who got fired? Who put out the information? Because you and I both know that anytime somebody's even looking like they about to record something with a practice, they're gonna be all on your head. So for one reason, they don't want you to see what they planning or what kind of plays they run or what they're what they do. So, it's kind of like the football league. Like, they don't want you knowing their system. So at the end of the day, it's like it had to be somebody that's actually with the organization. So then, like you said, if Steve Kerr came out and say, "Oh, somebody get fired," who got fired? So that definitely was an inside job, in my opinion. And so, at the end of the day, man, the only way I can see Draymond really, in a sense, staying with the Warriors and being certified is that they just keep winning. If they win another championship, I guarantee you all this will be swept under the rug. Everything. It'll be swept under the rug. But if you start losing, and you sitting at an even 500 right now, and you not winning like the Brooklyn Nets are winning, like you're not really killing in the league, and you still continuing to cause problems, or you say something in interviews that may, ruffle feathers and other avenues throughout the NBA or the media, then yeah, like he said, it's business, and they're gonna find a way to get you up out of there. But like Dennis Rodman and Mayweather, if you can back it up and come back and win another one, I guarantee you still gonna be in that uniform unless you want to leave. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, man. Winning cures everything for sure. Now the Warriors have been kind of struggling this season because Steph Curry injury and their offense has not been outside of him been that great. Their defense actually hasn't been all that great. I'm sorry, and they've been depending more on their offense. They're getting Klay Thompson back into rhythm. Jordan Poole, some of in a slump at the beginning of the season, but he's starting to kind of pick it up a little bit. But teams like the Warriors who've been together for almost 7-8 years, actually, as far as together since 2014, it's almost been 10 years with that core with Draymond, Klay, and Steph. They find ways to just overcome the competition. So I think together they all work all as one, and I think they'll be showing their championship DNA by the time May and June rolls around. So Rick, let's talk about another thing in the Eastern Conference. Let's go to the Eastern Conference. The Brooklyn Nets right now are second in East. Right now, they're the second team in the East. It was not looking very promising at the beginning of the year with the firing of head coach Steve Nash. Um, the toxicity that was going on in that organization. People were asking if Kyrie Irving was going to return. Uh, Kevin Durant wasn't happy. He almost forced to trade out this summer, and everything was just going downhill. You know, we talked about this team a couple of seasons ago, saying that they're going to be the Brooklyn Monstars with him, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden, and they looked very dominating during the season. And let's be honest, if they didn't get hurt with James Harden and Kyrie Irving against the Bucks, they possibly would have gotten to the finals, and you don't know what would have happened. But things since that season have just been going downhill. But as of late, as the past few months have gone on since they got their new head coach Jacque Vaughn, we've seen a change. Okay, we've seen a change with the Brooklyn Nets. So Rick, let's talk a little bit about the head coach first. So we went a little bit over Jacque Vaughn's coaching history and actually him being a former player. What do you see when you see the difference between Jacque Vaughn and Steve Nash, and why these players are somewhat responding better to their new head coach? Let's talk a little bit about that.
Simple, very simple. First of all, Jacque Vaughn, it looks like when we did some research on him, man, he's been a coach basically for about 11 years in the league. Of course, he's been a player since the 90s. And the one thing I told you, BJ, before the show, I think, salute Anthony, I think players really, especially superstar players, really have admiration and respect for, players, for coaches who used to be players and won championships in other places. All right. So he was an assistant coach and was a part of the team back in '07 when the Spurs won. So he was under Pop. Me and BJ got a little joke called the Popovic Factory. If you come from that factory as an assistant coach, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be a good head coach no matter where you go. It's just some reason he just be producing good coaches. And then on top of that, he played back in the 90s. So he saw Jordan put a spanking on him back in the day, and that was that 97, 98 or 96, 90, one of them years, based when Jordan came the second time and beat up on the Utah Jazz. All right. So he's been around greatness pretty much his whole career. He knows what a great coach is. He played against Phil Jackson. He's under Popovich. Like his whole time in the league, he has seen greatness. He's been of winning organizations during his time in the league. So I think players can resonate and understand that. You got Kyrie and KD, both NBA champions, right, as players. So I think it's more of a respect and a salute thing when you get a coach on your roster who understands what it takes to get there and understands what it takes to also win, right? So I think there's a level of respect. And so remember, when we bring up Steve Nash, yeah, he got 2 back-to-back MVPs, but he ain't never won nothing. And again, there's a bunch of controversy that goes into that, which that's a whole nother show. But at the end of the day, I think when you compare those two coaches, it's like this brother knows how to win. He's been around some of the greatest players of all time. He's been to the mentoring and the teachings under one of the greatest coaches of all time. So I think players understand that and they feel that they could take something from him and vice versa. Because here's the thing. If you win a championship in '07 with Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, you know what I'm saying, Ginobili, players like that, Tim Bowen, all these great players, then you understand what to do as a head coach when you have great players that now you're coaching. So I think there's more of a symbiotic, chemistry exchange of knowing that, hey, I know where you are as a player. I know what I have to do as a coach, and then vice versa. The players like, hey, I know what you've accomplished. I know that you understand. I know that you understand this level of gravitas of winning and knowing how to get there. And so I think there's a mutual respect and there's a bond there. So instantly he shows up. Next thing you know, now you don't got Kyrie, making exits and going to his daughter's birthday parties and all this kind of stuff. He actually showing up and playing. And then you got KD grabbing rebounds and actually playing both sides of the ball. Like, it's like, man, what's going on with these two? And I think it's because of the culture. Anytime you bring a coach that knows how to win, that knows how to get you there, that can understand you as a basketball player, I think there's a certified bond that just naturally happens. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if I get a 15-year-old, 14-year-old kid come up to me and he's like, I can beat you, I can do this, I can do that. You know what? I respect the determination and the competitiveness in him, but I'm not gonna respect the fact that he's talking so highly. Because when I put this 200 pounds on him and show him some old school moves, He gonna learn real fast. Like, oh, this brother used to play ball, and so that's on a smaller scale. But my point is, if a 15-year-old comes to me and he's like the number one player on his high school team, he's breaking records, and then he meets me and he's like, OG, can you teach me some moves I can add to my repertoire to get even colder? Then there's a natural bond automatically. It's like, man, this kid wants to make his game colder. He wants to get better. He wants to be better than everybody on his team, and I'm gonna help him get there. And so I think that's what Kyrie and KD are looking at. It's like, man, this man has been to the promised land. We've been to the promised land, so we can sit down and talk about something. And so I think that exchange of energy, that exchange of understanding how to win on that level, I think naturally just kind of came together. And then we basically physically see it with our own eyes, man. These guys are kicking butt, man. They number 2, even though KD went down with that MCL. I think the team itself is still going to fight until he gets back. I think he's out for like a month. That's what the reports are saying. But, I think even with KD being gone for right now, I think they still going to be some dogs. I don't see them really dropping too hard. I think they're going to need a little bit more out of Ben Simmons, obviously. He might have to pick it up on the offensive end. He's doing good. But at the end of the day, I think the culture itself has drastically changed since he's became the head coach. But what you think, B. Jizzle?
My fault. So here's the thing I think. Number one, you're absolutely right. A coach can change the culture. The one thing that makes a great coach, and people may be wondering, what makes a great coach to you? What makes a great coach to me is a coach that can actually make good players into great players, make bad players into average players, make average players into good players, make great players into elite players, make elite players to Hall of Famers to all-time greats. Like, they continuously allow them to bring up their level of play, and they actually are able to communicate with all different types of personalities on the team. A coach is a person who's able to tap into everybody's personality. You got a person who may be a little bit more reserved, and you might have to, pull them to the side and talk to them more calmly than a guy that may be a little bit more rowdy. You might have to meet that rowdiness with him and actually get on him when he's doing something, wrong. You just have to be able to moderate different personalities. And what I did read about Steve Nash, I think the reason why a lot of people, and Miss Tay said, go follow us all on Instagram, go follow me on Instagram, B Jizzle, and follow my boy Rick Masters 23. And also our Instagram is at _ the pull-up _ Okay, _ the pull-up _ is our Instagram page for the actual show. But nonetheless, I think the reason why so many of those players did not respond to Steve Nash, I'm talking about KD, Kyrie, Seth Curry, Nick Claxton, those players didn't respond to him is because Steve Nash didn't create an environment, a winning environment, and he didn't create an environment for players to get better. I read something where Kevin Durant came out and said that he felt that the type of practices they were having were just pointless. Like, KD's a competitor, man. He wants to get in the gym. He wants to be able to, compete. He wants to go to practice. He felt Steve Nash did not create that type of environment. So that's one thing that turned Kevin Durant off. If you want to get Kevin Durant mad, take basketball away from him, or make it hard for him to have a chance to really play. Then that's pretty much you cut ties with him. Like that's how he pretty much breathes, like basketball. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. Unfortunately, I don't believe he ever really truly respected Steve Nash. I don't think he really respected him. Y'all saw the story with how he said, and it just reported, I don't know if it's true, how he told Steve Nash, he went to his house, he saw Steve Nash's 2 MVPs, as Rick just eloquently pointed out, and he came out and said that those 2 MVPs, you should give them to Kobe. Now, we know the joke, we know what really he means. He's talking about Steve Nash robbed Kobe of those MVPs. So Kyrie and Kobe obviously were close, rest in peace to the Black Mamba. And he felt like, at that time, Steve Nash, stole those MVPs from Kobe. And I think just from him saying, like, you don't need a coach, him saying, like, pretty much doing what he wanted to do on Steve Nash's watch, not really informing the team the way he should have. I just think he ever really respected him. And you got players like that. As ultra talented as Kyrie Irving is, if you can't get his respect, it's kind of tough to, get him in. It's kind of tough to reel him in if you haven't earned his respect. And then other role players like Seth Curry And, Nick Claxton, I don't think they really respected Steve Nash either. But you can just tell with this new guy, they respect him. I'm listening to them in the huddles. I watched a few clips of them. You see guys clapping for each other. You see guys on the bench from the 1 to the 12th man, energetic on the defensive end. That was one problem that the Nets always had was on defense. You can tell if a team is together. Watch them on defense. Are they helping out? Are they, getting on the floor? Are they, getting back on? Like those type of things show that your team is together, right? Ben Simmons, here's my thing with Ben Simmons. He's playing a hell of a lot better now under this dude than he was with Steve Nash. Can he get better? Yes, he can. But I think we can all say that Ben Simmons is in a much better place. You're not seeing no memes on him anymore. You're not really seeing people clowning him. The Nets are in the second seed. So what my man said, play for keeps, said he has to be more aggressive. I think that's true, but you gotta understand Ben Simmons is just, for a whole year, not just dealing with physical, but mental, hurdles. So I think you gotta give him a little bit more time to get himself fully together. Because once Ben Simmons is fully together, he's actually a perennial all-star in this league. So we'll see what happens with that. But Rick, what do you think with this whole Kevin Durant getting hurt situation? How do you think it's going to affect the Nets from here on out?
Obviously, it's going to affect them, right? Like I said, once you remove a person that's pretty much averaging 30 points a night, and 7 rebounds and 5, 6 assists, it's going to affect the team. It's going to show basically across the board on the organization, right, as far as the team. But at the end of the day, I don't see them, folding because, like I said, with Jacque Vaughn there, you could tell he has a winning attitude, a winning culture. So, then I don't think they're going to be at their best, obviously. It's almost like if you got a cold or the flu, you're probably not going to have the best game or you probably not going to be at your tip-top shape, but you still going to come out and perform and you still going to do the best that you can do. Unless your name's Jordan, you're going to have a perfect night. But outside of that, at the end of the day, man, you still it's going like, you're going to see the effects of it. But at the end of the day, man, I don't really see them like folding. I don't see them like just breaking down because, like I said, man, when you the number 2 seed, man, and you doing your thing and you balling the way they balling, I don't think because of one person falls that the culture itself falls with it. Right. So, at the end of the day, I think they're still going to, they might lose more games than they normally would with KD not being there. But I feel like they still going to put up a fight. And, in a lot of those games, when you put up a fight, if you just make less, mistakes and more execution on plays, 9 times out of 10, you'll come out with a dub. So at the end of the day, man, I don't really see them like, just falling off the map. Right. Kind of like when Curry gets hurt, sometimes the Warriors just fall off the map. Thompson get hurt, fall off the map. Giannis get hurt, fall off the map. But it's like when KD fall, I don't really see them just like falling off the map like that. Because like I said, you can already see how Jacque Vaughn has that system going. You see how he has the bench players. And BJ, you said it so beautifully in the beginning, where it's like you would take an average player, make him a good player, make a good player, make them an elite player, make an elite player, make him a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? Make him a Hall of Famer and they're legendary. So I think he does have that coaching DNA inside of him. Like I said, looking at his resume, the brother knows what it takes to win. He knows what it takes to get to his players. The players obviously respect him. We see a drastic change in how the players react to him. It's outside of Steve Nash. So at the end of the day, man, yeah, we're going to see that KD is going to be missed. Obviously, we're going to see that, on the stat sheet. But at the end of the day, man, I don't see them really just folding up like a lawn chair and just taking it on the ground, man. I think they're going to be 10 toes strong, standing up, and they're going to come at it, man.
So we got 17 people here, so we should be having more likes. So make sure y'all hit that like button. Mrs. Tay is doing a great job moderating the show, and she's actually, continuously having y'all filled in about what's going on. Bubba said, nah, BJ, you're not giving Ben Simmons more time. I think you have to. I think from what we've seen the beginning of the season and what we're seeing right now, I think he's slowly progressing. He's slowly starting to come into his own. He's never going to be this awesome shooter that people want him to be. When I look at Ben Simmons, what I'm expecting is a guy to give me somewhere between 11 and 14 points a game, about 8 to 10 rebounds, and about 6 to 8 assists a game. That's what I'm looking for when I look at Ben Simmons. I'm not looking for a guy to be a sharpshooter. I'm not looking for a guy to be a mid-range shooter. I'm looking for a guy to push the transition, set up Kyrie and KD for their shots, as well as being able to play defense. I'm playing on the other side of the ball as well. And if he can do those things very good to elite, that's all I can ask for from Ben Simmons. When I got Ben Simmons, I didn't get a guy looking for somebody that can just score, give me 20, 25. That's never been Ben Simmons in his career. So I just think, again, we have to continuously let him, get more and more accustomed. Now that Kevin Durant's out for about a month, I believe, it's going to test the Nets' resiliency. It's going to test them what type of team they are without Kevin Durant. Because like you said at the beginning of the show, Rick, you can't just replace 30 points a game, 30, 40 points a game. Like, that's tough. You have to do it collectively. Kyrie Irving's not going to be able to do it by himself. Guys like Royce O'Neal, guys like Nick Claxton, guys like TJ Warren, those guys, Seth Curry, going to have to come along and, fill in those points and that production that KD would have had. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and let people come into the chat right now, and so they can actually get a chance to speak their piece. We're going to talk about both. I want to hear your takes on both, about the Warriors with Draymond Green. What did he say about him possibly being done with the Warriors, and also the Brooklyn Nets? Where do you guys see the Brooklyn Nets heading? This upcoming playoffs. Let me hear it for you. Go through some of these comments, Rick. Got anything you want to pull out?
Yeah, I was going to say real quick before people started coming in, because I think I saw a comment earlier. Let me scroll back up here. I saw a comment and it said, anybody get to Ben? Okay, let's talk about Ben. Now, I'm a context person in all aspects of my life. So this is just straight opinion. I'm a straight shooter. Let's understand that Ben Simmons was pretty much one of the big head stars in Philly, right? Meaning that kind of like Shaq and Kobe were the head stars with the Lakers, right? Like, they were the two top dogs, right? So people argue about that. That's a show by itself. At the end of the day, you had Embiid and Simmons. They were the main guys. Context. He's the third guy on this Brooklyn team. All right. Kyrie and KD are the head stars. So like BJ is kind of saying, like, he's coming into his own. I'm not too mad at him as long as he keeps playing defense. He keeps playing his role to elite levels. I won't really say too much on him. But when KD went down, one thing I would ask from him is that we kind of bump up those points, those averaging points. We bump up that rebounding, be more aggressive while KD is gone. Now, a lot of times people will surprise you, right? Now, I don't know what Ben's going to do, but sometimes when some of your elite players go down, some of those third and fourth stringers will kind of show out, because I'm going to think about another person I'm going to reference, Chris Bosh. Anytime that, Wade went down or LeBron went down or was having an off night, Bosh would drop 40. He'll drop 40 and win the game for you. Even though he was the third person, he was the third option, people tend to forget that Bosh was a superstar when he was in Toronto doing his thing. So it's like, even though, Bosh was like literally the third person, and like a lot of people who didn't really know basketball like that, they were LeBron fans or they were Wade fans in Miami. When Bosh would be dropping them 40-point games, some people were shocked, but I wasn't shocked at all, because I knew Bosh could do it. It's just that Bosh knew his role. Bosh knew what he had to do when LeBron and Wade were playing. But then when one of them went down, he showed out. And so the only thing I would ask from Ben Simmons personally is that since, KD is out, is that you just get a little bit more aggressive, help us out a little bit more since KD is down for right now. Basically be a team player. We're gonna need you to move up a little bit since the main head star is out of here for right now. And that's all I really could ask for him. But I don't expect him to be Philly Ben Simmons, because that was a different role. Like, he was the head guy. He was the big dog. And I'm going to tell you right now, the NBA is business. If Ben Simmons then come out here and start dropping 20 points a game, 10 assists and all that kind of stuff, Kyrie better be careful, because it's a business. So at the end of the day, it's like, look, he's the third option. We already know that Kyrie and KD are the made men there. You know what I'm saying? They're the reasons why people even really follow Brooklyn right now. It's because of them too. So it's like, look, if this man shows up and does what he normally does, but better on an elite level, like BJ say, hey man, you might start seeing his name move a little bit higher. But again, he's a third option. I like to keep things in context. In Philly, he was one of the main dogs. So of course you wanted more from him. You were getting on him more. I think the scrutiny was more appropriate in that setting. But with the Brooklyn Nets, it's all on KD and Kyrie, man. It's all on KD and Kyrie. And they're the stars, they're the leaders. They got to motivate their team. They got Jacque Vaughn now. So it's like, look, when one of those main heads go down, hey, we need Ben Simmons to pick it up, but I'm not looking for him to turn to no Jordan or to no Kobe or nothing like that. So, the brother's he's doing pretty decent, man. Like I said, they roster win is showing that. He's playing his part. So, like, I agree with some of the comments, especially what Andre said, like, yo, I need to be more aggressive. Definitely agree with that. Especially with KD going down, we need you to be a little bit more aggressive. But this ain't Philly Ben, where it's like, look, bro, you the head dog. We need a little bit more from you. It's like, nah, you the third option. Do your thing at the best of your abilities. Be a little bit more aggressive. That KD is down right now until he gets back. But that's that for me, man. That's just my opinion.
Okay, before we let Youngblood and Bruce in, let me read this comment. BJ or Master, what's your opinion on LeBron saying he thinks he can break KD's scoring record one day? I mean, I don't really think much of. I mean, KD's already, by statistics, already a better score than LeBron average. I think KD's average is 30 point, I think 28 something point a game, and LeBron's is 27.2 for his career. So by average, he's already outscored LeBron. It's just gonna come down to how long does KD play. If he can play like 18 to 20 years, like KD will pass that scoring record, especially how the game is played right now, where it's more so a 3-point shooting league and the rules are different where you don't have to, deal with a lot more aggressive defense. Like he will break that record. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But it's just gonna come down to like basically how long he plays.
Yeah, because what LeBron he is showing right now on Basketball Reference that just his career, he's averaging 27.2. Now, of course, his later years, him being older is affecting his younger years, so it averages out. So 27.2 far as his career is what he
Right.
averages. Then when I pull up KD, pull him up real quick, Kevin Durant, and we look at his career. I mean, this year alone, he's doing 29.7, but 27.3. So the thing is, he just got hurt. So we got to look at the seasons where he got hurt with the Golden State Warriors. He was out.
Yeah.
All that type of stuff plays a role when it comes to your averaging over your career. Because if you're not playing ball, it's gonna mess with your statistics. So like right now, he's out. He was out with the Warriors. I mean, he was sitting at a cool 30 at one point, but then it dropped back down because he got hurt. So a lot of that plays a role, just like Jordan. Jordan was sitting real pretty, but then he came back and played for the doggone Wizards. And it's like he just kind of messed up his stat lines a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's like if you look at KD lasting 20 years, playing a full 20 years, averaging 30, yeah, that's realistic. You know what I mean? Especially in a league where it's more shooting prone than, actually big man league. Because, nowadays, unlike the olden years, where it's like get a ball to the center of the power forward and let them work, is like now it's like even your centers are shooting threes. So it's a more fast paced setting. So realistically, yeah, you don't really got a lot of hard hand checking no more. You ain't got people tackling folks out the air like the bad boy Pistons and all them players back in the day. It's like now you could just pull up when you feel like it, and he's a good pull up person. He almost 7 feet damn near tall. So yeah, if he can stay healthy like LeBron last 20, 21 years and keep balling at the level he balling at now, yeah, I can realistically see that.
Youngblood, what you got on this? The first topic with Draymond Green, saying that he possibly could see the writing on the wall and not coming back to Golden State.
I mean, like he said, it's a business, and business before anything. And what y'all was saying earlier, I agree on. And you got to look at, they just gave Poole money, they just gave Wiggins money. You got to decide if you want to bring Clay back. Steph is your future, but he's what, 34 years old, so he getting older. Draymond 32, Clay 30 something. So you looking at that too, and it's just how long are they realistically gonna keep up? How long are they gonna last? Because you see their team right now, what, eighth place, and Steph been missing for about a month. So now you see the downfall of when Steph goes out, and on Dre's decision, it's like he's not gonna be there longer, but they feel like they can plug anybody in his position and do what he do. That's how I think they're gonna look at it. And the Poole incident just put the icing on the cake for me, because there's no way in that whole facility that it got leaked the time around he want to get new money. So it's like I think they already made their decision. They're not bringing him back. He's 32 years old. They gonna try to develop one of these younger players to do what he do, which is not hard, but it's respectable, and you respect what he does because you're not gonna find anybody that can do what he do. And he brings that defensive tenacity to that team also, which I also think that, like he said, it's a business. If he don't end up with the Warriors, it's just hard to see which team is going to pick him up that needs the defense. They're going to need defense, but are they going to need the playmaking to go with it? Because you're forgetting, like, he's playing with off-ball players. You can't tell Draymond to stand in the corner and wait for a three if I drive and kick out. That's not him. So now you got to, from his situation, you got to look at it. Which team am I going to feel comfortable with? If the Warriors don't bring me back, where do I want to go? If they do bring me back, how much are they going to give me for how long? How much is it guaranteed? And what are the incentives? So from his position, he's just looking out for him. They know they're looking out for them. They just gave Poole money. They just gave Wiggins money. So they're comfortable paying their younger players. But when it gets to Clay and Dre, that's where the decision making has to come in. Like, do you want to bring them back, or do you just want to let them slide and let these other players develop? And that's all I got on that situation.
Okay, what about the Nets? What you got on the Nets?
I think this is the best team they had supporting cast wise. Not, James Harden is a great player, but look at their team last year. Can anybody tell me who was on their starting lineup when Kyrie and James Harden weren't playing? Can you name the point guard? The shooting guard?
They had Gordon. They had Gordon Dragic.
No, before the trade.
Oh, Patty Mills. Yeah, Patty Mills, I think it was.
Who was their shooting guard? Bruce Brown?
Brown.
Bembry? Your center was LaMarcus Aldridge. Your power forward was who?
They had Blake Griffin, but he wasn't starting.
Look at the team now.
Was he starting?
No, Blake Griffin was on the bench. Nash wasn't playing him like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, look at the team now. Look how it's built. It's more wing depth. It's more guard depth. Like, you still got Steph. You still got Kyrie. Kyrie is full-time, so that's what makes it even better. He doesn't have to play just role games. And I just feel like this team is better equipped for if he stays out a long month. You could stay 500. Ain't no wrong with staying 500 because look at every team in the East right now. Philly is up and down. Milwaukee just lost 2 in a row. Who else? Cleveland. They're going to be in the mix. But I think, like, they're suited now than they were last year. And it's just, I heard y'all talking about the Ben Simmons situation. I agree with both of y'all. Yeah, he can be aggressive, but that's not what they brought him for. That's not why they brought him there. They brought him there for playmaking and defense, to replace the playmaking that James Harden gave them and to give them defense. That defense was not there last year, and it showed. When they went against the Celtics, they was picking apart everybody. Every guard that was holding them, they were picking them apart. And so it shows, like, this is what they needed. They needed that wing depth, somebody who's going to play physical, somebody for Giannis, somebody for Tatum, somebody for Donovan. You need a player like Ben Simmons to take on those kind of positions to guard them each and every night in the playoffs. Now, in the playoffs, it's going to change. He's going to need to score a little bit more, but that's not what they asking him to do. And I think that's where people get confused is, like, he's not in Philly anymore, like I said, where he got to put up 15 points. He's with 2 of the most offensive skilled players we have ever seen. Them niggas can get a shot off anytime. So you're not asking him to put up 15 points a game when you got KD giving you 29 and Kyrie giving you 26. And then TJ Warren giving you probably 12 to 15 points off the bench. Yuta giving you 10. Joe giving you 8. Like, you're not asking him to do much but facilitate, rebound, play defense, and that's it. Now with KD gone, that's going to have to step up. Would you like to see him get 10 points every now and again? Yes, but that's not him. And I think it's from a mental standpoint that he's still trying to get over that hurdle to be more aggressive. And, you see flashes in it when you watch them, but it's also at the same time, when you're playing with a guy like KD, playing with a guy like Kyrie, you don't really have to find your shot when they're getting their shot off and making it every time. So that's all I got on the situation is that they're hitting at the right time, and the coaching makes a huge difference in what they're doing.
Let me address this real quick, and then I'm gonna go to Bruce. So age 30 said career point per game is not an accurate way to measure a player's scoring pressure. Okay, here's what I'm going to say to you. Kevin Durant's a better scorer than LeBron James. He's a better three-tier scorer. He gets his baskets easier. LeBron James, we know scoring is based off of the points that you have, but the efficiency is able to score on all sides of the court. He's a better scorer by the eye test and by the numbers. So when I say career points per game is over LeBron, and actually he's given LeBron a break. The way Rick broke it down, he missed about a season, a full season, and he actually missed like time with those. He's missing time with no knickknacks injuries. LeBron James ain't really had to deal with season-ending injuries. He had an injury back in I think 2000, was it 19, towards the end of the season for like half the year. But the amount of injuries that Kevin Durant has sustained has been more. And I'm just saying that he's a better overall scorer than LeBron. And I think that's why LeBron came out and said that. LeBron, no, I don't think nobody would. First of all, people say LeBron's a pass first guy anyway. I don't think anybody would make that claim that he's a better scorer than KD. But my man Bruce, go ahead, bro.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Hello, guys. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, Bruce.
Salute
Doing
to you,
good.
man.
How you doing, brother?
I'm all right. I'm good. In regards to Draymond Green, I think I have said many times on the podcast, if I'm the Warriors, I get off Draymond Green, and I don't think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. In my opinion, he's gonna get in because he played with Steph Curry and played with Klay Thompson. He's the shadow, so the shadow has to get into. I mean, the light skin gonna get in. The shadow has to get into. So, I think the Warriors allegedly put the video out because they didn't want Draymond Green back on the team. Allegedly, because they knew Draymond Green was gonna ask big money for just standing around at the top of the key and wait for Curry to turn or Klay Thompson to turn and give them the ball and yell. That's what he's getting paid out for. Hold the ball on top of the key and yell and talk to the officials and on occasion kick or punch. Right? That's what he's getting paid for. So Draymond Green is trying to get ahead because he's a prideful man. So he's trying to excuse why he's not gonna be a Warriors anymore. That's why he went on that Taylor Rooks podcast saying all this stuff. At the beginning of the season, I said that Ben Simmons, I expect a lot of things for Ben Simmons. I don't see anything, any progress with Ben Simmons. I think Ben Simmons has regressed offensively. I mean, the defense is there, the playmaking is, there, but offensively, he regressing. He needs to score. When KD is not playing, he needs to score. They lost to the Celtics because he didn't score. I think he had 0 points. And I'm looking at the net schedule. They playing today. I don't know what team they're in, but I know they're playing today. But in the next 10 games, they need to. There's a lot of winnable games if Ben Simmons play the way he should play. So the excuse of only playmaking and defense, that's not enough. Ben Simmons needs to give at least 15 points. 15 points. His taller is bigger than a lot of those players. He cannot post and do something. If they're gonna rely on Kyrie Irving and TJ Warren, that's not gonna be enough. He needs to score at least 15 points, in my opinion.
Play OKC today.
Yeah, they play OKC.
Yeah.
OKC has been good.
Might lose that game. They might lose that game.
OKC has been good lately.
Yeah. Yeah. I got OKC beating them in my FanDuel. So, yeah, I think they might beat them. But, okay, so Bruce, you did tell me that you felt Draymond should be off the team. You did tell me that. I remember I was saying Draymond, he brings it to the team that, you keep him. But ever since I saw that altercation with him and Jordan Poole, I was just like, you know what, it's probably time like for you guys, you probably have to leave. And I think again, the Warriors are just tired of him too because of I think again they released that film on purpose because it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense of what happened and how the tape got released. So I just think again, like it was just too many, empty holes with that happening. So yeah, I think they released that on purpose.
I mean, I'm looking at the power forward free agents. You have Jeremy Grant, Porzingis. I don't know if that's going to work, but they need to find another player. I think some other players can play Draymond Green role.
I don't think many can, because you just look at it as him standing at top of the key passing the ball. But that's their main distributor, facilitator. Look at it. He's the main person getting everybody their shots. It's not, you can say Curry's getting people shots because he's on the floor, but it takes for Draymond to be on the floor to get them their shots. I mean, look how the offense flows when they're on the court. He pushes the pace when he grabs the ball. Nobody else does that. Everybody grab the ball, take their time, wait for a screen, come up their screen. If they drop it, they're going to shoot. He's the one setting up the plays for the team. So I don't think it's easy to find somebody to play in that system unless you're a scorer first, like KD was. It was easy for KD to be in that system because he is a scorer. Now you're asking somebody to come in, defend at a high level, play make at a high level. You're not going to find that many players that can do that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you can try, but it's not going to be as easy as you think. And this is a Warrior system that is off ball with their players. So it's not like it's that simple. Like, you got to go through why you think they struggled early this season with the new players playing? This is a system you have to get used to. It's a reason why Wiseman is in the G League. He doesn't get the system and how they're playing. And that's a problem. And see, when you got a guy like Draymond who understands the system, it's easy. It keeps it flowing. He knows what to do. You're asking somebody new to come in and do that, it's going to be hard. And you're going to struggle for a mighty long time trying to find somebody to do that.
I disagree. I disagree. Why? Since last season, I've seen so many times the Warriors come back in a game. Most of the games that Draymond Green, they put Draymond Green on the bench because he's not scoring. He's a liability on offense. And in the playoff, many times when Draymond Green goes to the bench, the Golden State Warriors comes back and win the game. Why in the finals they bench Draymond Green so many times and the Warriors played better? And the offense you're talking about, I see they do the same thing with Looney. They just give the ball to the big man, and then they do the pick and roll. You have options. Somebody cut, you can give that person the ball, or everybody gravitate to Curry, and whoever is open, get the ball. Looney does it. I've seen Lamb do it, another player on the Warriors.
All right, but can you see them do it on a consistent level like Draymond does it? Because you're just seeing them do it probably 2 times occasionally. Draymond does it constantly. You're not going to find – all right, Andrew Wiggins is your best defender if Draymond Green is gone. Who is your second best defender when Draymond Green is gone?
Vincenzo can defend.
No, not like Draymond can. Not like Draymond can. You're
Draymond
looking
is not defending this year.
You're looking at it like, bro, no. Draymond Green, it's a reason why when he went down last year, remember, their defense was what? Number one in the NBA when he was on the court. When he went off with that back problem, they dropped. So if you're talking about defensive and playmaking, yeah, Looney do it occasionally, but he's not doing it consistently. You're not going to get that high level of defense from Kevon Looney every play because that shit's going to tire him out if you keep bringing him to the perimeter, playing with fast guards. He's not fast on his feet, so you're asking him to guard the perimeter, which is not his strong suit, which Draymond can guard the perimeter because he knows people's tendencies. So you're trying to replace something that's going to be hard to replace. You're not going to find another.
So you're going to give him that money?
Huh?
Are you going to give him that money?
What money is he asking for? We don't know how much he's asking for. He just wants a new contract. How much is he asking for? Do anybody
He's going to ask for big baller money.
I think with that video being out, I don't think he has a. You can't. What are you asking big baller money for?
Okay.
If
They
he
have to
takes a,
pay,
if
they
he
have to
takes a,
pay Clay. They have to pay Draymond Green, and I'm sure the young Kuminga is gonna ask money. Moody is gonna ask money. So where are they gonna get the money?
hold on, how are Kuminga and Moody gonna ask for money when their production? What is their production?
Okay.
What is their production really? How can you ask for
Kuminga has
money?
been better this year. Kuminga has been better this year.
Has he?
Yes.
Because he does. He's doing the same thing he did last year. There is no improvement from last year
Yeah,
to this
you
year.
have not watched the
There is
Warriors.
no improvement from last year to this year.
Have
He's
you
still a
watched the
good
Warriors?
He's still a good defender, but he's a slasher. His shooting is bad, and his free throw shooting is still bad. So there is no improvement from what you're looking at.
What?
Like,
Okay.
where's the improvement? What
Okay.
does he develop?
Okay.
What does he develop?
I'm just not gonna answer because I'm sure Rick wants to talk. So that's why
Go ahead, man.
No, man, I was gonna let y'all go at it, man.
No, I'm serious. What does he
I was gonna
develop?
let y'all go at it.
What has Kuminga done from last year to improve to this year?
Kuminga is a better defender this year.
He's
than
still
last
a
year.
good defender. Like I said, he's still a good defender from
No,
last year.
he's a
But
better defender. He's a better defender.
what has he
Better
done
rebounder.
better? What has he developed this year?
Better defender, better rebounder.
He was always a good rebounder because he's tall.
I said
And
better.
he has bunnies.
Better.
He has bunnies. If you got
Better.
bunnies, I expect you to grab boards. That nigga can jump out the gym. Literally, he can jump out the gym. So when I expect
He's
a
getting
slasher,
bunnies, squirrels, all of them.
when I expect a slasher to get more rebounds, it's not a surprise. He's a
I
slasher.
said better.
And there has nothing developed that he has shown me.
What
is his development?
When was the last time you
Getting
watched
rebounds is an effort.
Warriors game?
Getting rebounds is an effort. There is no improvement on getting rebounds. It's an effort. You either jump, you either
What are you
box out,
talking about?
or you don't. Come on. It's not like the ball is falling into his hands. That is effort. You have to. It's an effort to get a rebound.
I said he's a better rebounder. That's what I said. I didn't say anything about effort.
What's
I said
his numbers?
better...
Hold on. What's his numbers from last year to this year to make me think he's a better rebounder? Because if it's one rebound higher, that's not better rebounding. That's not.
Have you watched Warriors game?
Yes, I have watched Warriors games.
Okay.
And I'm watching Kuminga, and I have not seen the development that I thought I would see.
Okay.
It's just that simple. Like Moody barely touches the floor. What does he develop? And you telling me they're gonna ask for big money?
Is a bad defender.
You telling me they're gonna ask for more money when we haven't seen the development yet?
Okay. But you want to keep.
If that's the case, better rebounder. What you say? Better rebounder, better defender. You're describing Andrew Wiggins. Better rebounder and a better defender. When he got on the Warriors, he got better at defending and better at rebounding. That's basically Andrew Wiggins with a jump shot.
So
So
you want to keep seeing backpack threes from Draymond Green. You want to keep seeing hey Draymond, don't talk to the ref. Oh, please stay away from the refs. Oh Draymond, oh man, can you shoot? You wide open, right? That's all you want to see.
And when you see, when they drop off him, he goes straight to that screen, sets that screen for the ball handler, and it's a good three. Most niggas would take that jump shot. He's looking for a better shot. That's
the guy has been wide open so many times.
You're asking a guy with two of the best shooters on his team that can get a shot. Curry can get a shot from anywhere. So you see when he gets that screen for Curry, it's a bucket. So why not take advantage of that? If a nigga gonna drop off me, why not set the screen and let Curry shoot a three that I know he's gonna make instead of me taking the three, which I know I'm gonna miss.
Yeah, I can see that you're a Draymond Green fan. So
I'm not a Draymond Green fan. It's just
you're excusing.
It's crazy. It's crazy how people try to downplay what he does when that nigga's the defense, and it shows. It showed last year, and if he goes down, it's gonna show again. He doesn't bring that offense, but that defense, I'm pretty sure everybody can agree on.
That defense is terrible this year. Terrible.
They were number one
terrible this year.
How is it terrible this year?
His defense is worse this year than ever. I've seen so many people just fly by walk by, strut by Draymond this year.
Hold on. Is Giannis a good on-ball defender to you? Is he?
Really? We're comparing Giannis to Draymond?
No. Is Giannis a good on-ball defender to you?
No. He's a help
People
defender.
call him one of the best defenders, but I done seen plenty times when niggas went by him. I done seen plenty
But
times in the
what
playoffs where
has to do with a
Al
discussion?
Horford blows past him, who's supposed to be a good defender, a GPOY, by Al Horford off the dribble. And
Who's a better?
You're gonna come to me telling me Draymond gets beat off the dribble? Stop
Wait.
it. Giannis is more athletic, more longer, and he has bunnies. So you're not gonna kill me with that.
What are you talking about, man?
With somebody who is more athletic than somebody and gets beat off the dribble by Al Horford? You saw what Draymond did to Al Horford every time? How many Al Horford had one good game. After that, what he do?
How many points per game?
I can count how many times Al Horford them busted Giannis' ass. And when it came to Draymond playing him, that shit stopped. So don't come to me talking about
Wait. All right, hold on. I'm about to say let's let Bruce talk for a little bit, man. Let's see what he got to say. Go ahead, Bruce.
Wait. You comparing Giannis to Draymond? I mean, Draymond barely looks at the basket. He cannot score. And when he makes a layup, it's wall hunger hands, man. Are you kidding me? You comparing Giannis? Draymond is not giving you what Giannis is giving. And Giannis won a defensive player of the year doing help defense. Okay? So let's not compare Giannis to Draymond. Giannis is like, he could finish like top 15, top 10. I mean, Draymond is going to be remembered as a talker, as a puncher, right? That's why he's going to be remembered. I just said that Draymond is not the same Draymond anymore. So the Warriors need to cut their losses now before having Draymond, and they're paying Draymond and he's not doing anything anymore. That's what I said. I've not said that Draymond has not helped the Warriors. All I said that Draymond is not the same players anymore. He's gonna ask for a lot of money, and Warriors already in the luxury, right? In taxes. So why they cannot afford Draymond anymore? That's what I said.
If you say he's not the same player, then he shouldn't be asking for big time money. If you say he's not the same player, there's no reason why he should go to the front office demanding big time money. No reason. None. Like you just said, offensively, cool. He don't score. Cool. Bravo. But he does all the other little things. So there's no reason for him to ask for big money, especially with the video out, and especially where the team is looking. Like, there's no reason for him to ask for big money. I still want to know, what is he asking for? They have not yet put out how much he's asking for us to say it's big money. He wants a max contract. What is that, like Jalen Brunson? What? Probably $20 million a year? That's bad? That's a big contract? Ben is getting 40. They're near 40. And he's doing the same shit Draymond doing. So I don't see, like, what is the big contract? What is he asking for? A max? He's not asking for a super max. He's probably asking for a max. And if they get that to him, probably lower it down to 80 mil. What's wrong with that? Like, I don't know the big money that everybody's saying it's big money. That's all I'm hearing. Big money. What is big money? 18 mil, 20 mil a year? PJ Tucker is getting like 18 million a year. Is that big money? So if he gets shit like that, I don't see what the problem is giving him a contract. Especially when he's important to your team.
All right. So I found this, let's see, Golden State Forum. So July 28th. With this in mind, Slater and Thompson note that Green's max extension will only result in a salary cap hit that is $3.4 million higher than his final year. Via The Athletic, Green is set to make $25.8 million this coming season. He is due $27.5 million for 2023-24 season, but it's a player option. So, I mean, I guess he's asking around that 25 plus mark. And it looks like the Warriors kind of don't want to pay him that extension. But all in all, I think, in my opinion, man, when going back in time, listening to Green when he was talking about that, I think Draymond's mindset was more on, look, I won 4 championships with this organization. I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it. Basically, he is a part of the organization. Like, you can't think of Draymond Green without the Golden State Warriors and Stefan, all of it. Like, he's pretty much saying, I am a part of this legacy. And so he feels that he should be paid off the legacy and the gravitas of what he is and what he brought to the team. But I think the organization is basically saying, what have you done for me lately? Now, of course, he just won a championship with them. So lately he has just won. But granted, kind of like a Pat Riley mindset is like, what you going to do this year? And I think that's where the organization is at. But even though the organization is not going to come out and say it, like we all know the undertone of it, they just tired of him. Point blank. They just tired of him. It's like, when you get kicked out of the playoffs for kicking somebody in their gonads, when you send ding-a-ling pics, and it's getting caught on viral, when you just doing certain things outside, saying certain things, being a certain way, I think it's more so that he's not worth the headache to the organization, to the people who are in control. But in his mind, it's more so like, look, regardless of what y'all may feel, because of me, this is why the organization is where it's at. I'm a big part of that. So I think there's a back and forth between that. Now, if you ask me personally, I mean, look, I look at, how old is he? What does he still bring? I think he is a strong machine. I mean, even when I saw him in the finals, the dude, like, he was still in shape. He was breathing hard, but he was still moving. He was still doing his thing. He was still aggressive. I mean, if you can continue that, I guess. But again, I think there's a political part in it all. And I think on the political side of it, they don't like Draymond. The thing, like I said, I brought up Dennis Rodman before we really got deep into the show. It's like Dennis Rodman, yeah, he had his events. He had his problems. He did things. But the brother, he was winning, right? Like, he did his thing when it came time to play. And I think if you just want to look at it like that, like, he's doing his thing, he brings that defensive culture, and you want to pay him off of that, that's fine. But I just think that the Golden State Warriors are just tired of him. Like, they don't want him on the team. So I think a little bit of a political power plays a role.
I agree with that. But I bet if Steph go in their front office and say, give Draymond what he deserves, I bet within the hesitant they're going to give him that shit. I bet within the hesitant they're going to give him that shit. Because it's Curry. Who signed off on KD joining the team?
Curry's not going to do.
Who signed off on KD getting on the team? What Draymond them say? Draymond them said at their mouth, we had to have Curry there because this is his team. He made the final okay for KD to get on there. So if he can do that, he can make the final say like, bro,
I got a question for you. You make a very good point, actually. So I got a question for you. Why hasn't Curry done it yet?
Exactly. Thank you.
Because for him to do it, we're doing this during the season. Do you want to bring that turmoil on during the season? And we're already struggling? Like, do you really want to say, all right, Draymond, the season starting, I'm going to help you try to get your contract. Why not wait till the offseason if he declines that player option to be like, all right, we got Curry in here, we got Clay in here, Poole, Wiggins. All right, if Curry say, look, I still want him on the team. He's still an important piece to this team. He's the reason why we have 4 chips. No matter what people say if KD came or not, we still won chips with this guy. Why not keep him on if he is that defensive force that we need? Because like I said, you're not going to find – it's not that many players in this league that you're going to find to do what he does. It's not. And he's so used to that system, it's hard to bring new players into that system and expect for it to work. Look how long it's taking them to finally figure out to get some chemistry together. We're halfway through the season, and they somewhat still don't have the chemistry with the new players. So now you're telling me to replace my defensive force, replace my playmaker, replace the guy who really keeps the defense together, and find somebody else to plug in and do the same? Where are you going to find it? Who are you? Tell me what player in the league that you think will be successful in that Warrior system who's not a scorer, not a scorer. The same thing Draymond does.
Most of the Warriors' losses is because most of the people on the bench are young. The Warriors are trying to do 2 things this year. It's like they're trying to repeat and develop players. Wiseman was not ready. Moody defense is terrible, terrible. Kuminga offense is not there. So, and of course, there were injuries too. Of course, injuries and load management. Klay Thompson has yet to play a back-to-back, right? Klay Thompson has yet to play a back-to-back.
No,
And
he playing.
Wiggins,
No, he playing them now. He playing them now. They got
no,
him.
no. He has not played a back-to-back at all this year, at all. Okay, he has
sure?
not. Yes, I'm sure.
All right.
And Wiggins missed a lot of games, man. Curry missed some games. Wiggins missed a lot of games, and Draymond Sam missed a couple of games too. So we have to be honest, man. And Draymond Green knows that it's over. He said it himself. He said, quite frankly, the writing is on the wall. I understand the business. Why did he say that?
Because it's a business. You always going to want to try to go out. You always want to see your younger players develop. You're going to let somebody walk that's over probably
Why didn't he
33.
say that? Why didn't he say that? Oh, I want to be a Golden State Warrior for life.
I mean, deep down, he wants to be a Golden State Warrior for life. You ain't got to tell him. You know he wants to stay with Steph if Steph is there for the long run, if Clay is there for the long run, if Curry is still there. He wants to be a Warrior for life. Come on. It's not like he don't. It's not like that nigga saying, all right, deuces, I'm out. We had a good run and all. No, he just speaking facts. What's wrong with speaking facts and saying, I want to be a Warrior for life? We know this nigga want to be a Warrior for life. He loves playing with Steph. He loves the team. He loves Kerr. He loves the ownership. He nigga wants to stay. It's just, like I said, you paid Poole, you paid Wiggins, and now you probably going to have to play Clay. So it's between Clay and Draymond. So which one do you value more? Shooting the defense. So shit. He know the business. He knows the business side of it. Look at Shaq.
Said it.
Shaq wanted more money. The nigga said no. They traded him to the Heat.
Poole said it, and Wiggins said it, and Wiggins took a pay cut.
How much is Wiggins getting?
I don't know, but he took a pay cut.
Because they are hella deep in the luxury tax. Hella deep. They gave Curry like they gave Curry a $250 million contract, like what, 2 years ago? And then you're probably gonna have to play Clay. They're already deep in the luxury tax. They already deep in it.
I'll keep Clay, and I said, Draymond Green, thank you for your service. I'll see you at your retirement ceremony. That's it.
Like I said, you're not gonna find. Say what you want, but you're not gonna find what Draymond. You're not gonna find another player to do what Draymond.
Just give the ball.
You still ain't named me who can do what Draymond does. That's not a scorer.
Oh, come on, man.
You still haven't.
So, I think in Pagan 180, we'll get to your question. If Dre leaves, is the Golden State Warrior dynasty officially over or the end? And so I answer that first before I ask them. But really quick, at the end of the day, it is business, right? And so kind of like what Bruce was saying, hey, I'm going to see you at the Hall of Fame. We'll be there. But because here's what I'm going to pose, right? If you do get rid of Draymond, obviously that opens up more money flow, right? Because you just took a heavy burden off you as far as the money. So now you look at it like this. We can get younger guys. Me and Draymond, the same age, he turns 33. And I'm telling you right now, at 32, my knees pop when I play ball. And he plays at a whole lot higher level than me. So I know his knees are popping. So my thing is, as a business-minded person, I can go get some college guys or some younger guys who are really good at defense, probably have some decent shooting. We already got gurus, all these people in the league that we could train them up. And then you already have the leader in Steph Curry, where, they can, and Clay and all those guys, they can work with them and help them understand the system with Steve Kerr. So why not take a chance or a betting chance on a younger group of men who could come in, who got fresher legs, who could play team defense instead of relying on one engine? that's about to wear out. Like, what do you think about that?
Go ahead. I'll let you go first, Bruce.
I already think that Warriors needs to get rid of Draymond Green. I mean, the thing is, what Draymond Green brings is he motivates the other players, the other players on the team. Like I think he's like he motivates Steph Curry. That's why Steph Curry likes Draymond so much, because he knows how to motivate players. Klay Thompson too. Like he's like a leader on the team. So that I think that the Warriors will miss that. Will they find them players that can replace Draymond Green? Yes, I think they can find players. But the intangibles, the IQ, that's what the Warriors gonna miss from Draymond. But I mean, some players can score better than Draymond, right? They just need, like, I think Kuminga could play Draymond role, but Kuminga can play Draymond role. I think Kuminga can replace Draymond.
And then, what about you with the question I pose? If you were a businessman in the league over that organization, would you rather just go free up some money and go for some younger guys and kind of train them up? What do you think?
I mean, to me, that's like shit. It's kind of like you starting over. Like, the Warriors is a system team. That is literally, when you think of that team, a system team. They already brought in 3 young guys to do that. Kuminga, Moody, Wiseman. Wiseman didn't turn out to be how he was. Kuminga hasn't developed yet. Moody defense is bad. So what players are they looking at in the draft that you can really say, all right, we're looking for a guy that can defend at a high level, a good passer, good IQ, somebody who's quick on their feet. Like, where are you going to find that? And they found a diamond in the rough with Draymond, basically, because that's what he does.
Got you.
It's hard to find a player that brings that. Anybody can score a ball, put a ball in a hoop, but to do what he's doing, that's basically their defense. That's their anchor on defense. You're replacing the anchor on defense, and you're asking a young guy to take over being the anchor of the defense. If it's not him, it's Wiggins. If it's not him, it's Wiggins.
Wasn't Draymond a young guy yet already? Didn't he replace somebody? Didn't he replace Lee?
Hold on.
Didn't he replace David
Mark
Lee?
Jackson. Hold on. There's a difference between Mark Jackson and Steve Kerr. Let's get that right from the get-go. Because when Draymond came up, he was under Mark Jackson. When they made that transformation to go to Steve Kerr, that was probably the best thing that happened for him. Because it showcased his talents on defense, and it showed that he can score.
What?
So, for one, you're talking about who did he replace? Who did he replace?
David Lee.
Who?
David Lee.
David Lee.
So he replaced David Lee, who is a what? What has he done? What is
David Lee? Was pretty nice. I pull it up. Hold on, I got you.
Yeah, David Lee was a
pretty
good
nice
interior presence. Yeah, he was a good interior presence. Hey, Sturdy said that defense it's not easy to replace aside and also the playmaking, because Draymond, the ability he has is that he's able to guard bigs like a Jokic and bother him, while also, even at his age, still able to guard 3s and 4s. So it's not easy to replace, but I just think it's just about what comes with Draymond. You willing to put up with that to overtake what he brings to the table.
So that's all I'm trying to say. Like, people downplay what he does when it's he plays the most important role on the team. Literally.
Yeah. The most important role on the team. What?
Hold on. Let's look at this.
All right.
Go ahead. I'm gonna go.
No. Go. No, I'm just saying, like I said again, weren't they defense number one when Draymond was on the floor? When he went out with that back problem, hold up, this is true. When he went out with that back problem, they dropped significantly. This is not a lie. Look it up. Number one defense, would you say the guy who just looks to pass to Curry? Yeah, that guy was the defensive anchor on the number one defense before he went down. So cut that, man. Cut that.
Okay.
This nigga played the most important role on the team.
So I'm gonna pose a question to you, and I know you're gonna answer it a certain way, but I think this is the perspective that most of us are seeing with Draymond, right? Like on the business side. So the question I'm gonna pose to you: we all know Michael Jordan, right? So would you rather keep 91 Bulls Michael Jordan or 2002 Wizards Michael Jordan on the team?
91.
Okay. And I already know why you said 91, but it's still Michael Jordan. Why not just keep the 2002?
Because he was on the down end of his career when he was on the Wizards. Michael Jordan was not the same. Like, be honest, that Michael Jordan hold on. But with Draymond,
answer your question though. Draymond. Here's the thing: Draymond, for his age, you know what? Bruce even showed him a little love. Like his IQ and all that, is still there. But his body, his youth, it's like, is it work? Are we gonna put this much money on the business side? Are we gonna put this much money into a guy that's on the down end of his career? You got to think like them.
And outside of that,
I get what y'all saying. I get what y'all saying.
That's a good point that Rick just put. Aside from that too, Draymond, when he was like between 14 and I believe 16, he was able to put up double-digit points, like average that. He can't even do that now. So he makes a good point. My bad. Go ahead.
Look, I agree with y'all. I'm not saying pay him big money. That's not what I said at all. I didn't say that. I asked what the contract was. It's a max. Cool. Done deal. All I'm saying is it's not easy to replace him. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
If you don't want to pay him, cool.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, Bruce.
My thing is, Steph Curry is getting old. Klay Thompson is getting old. You cannot rely on 3 players or 4 players to score all the time to cover your offensive liability. You want Steph Curry to Klay Thompson to sometimes rest. They cannot run all the time and trying to create to get a shot and you wide open. That's my issue. There's a lot of games the Warriors lost. It's because 2-3 people on Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, or Wiggins, and Draymond is not giving nothing. That's the thing you have to look at too. I'm not gonna give you a lot of money for you to just pass the ball and okay, you're a defensive player. His defense is not that good this year. How come the defense is like top 20, 25, right now? He's still there. So when Curry or Klay Thompson do not play, I never see Draymond Green. Draymond Green is always check out, or he try to get himself kicked out of the game. Watch. If you look at the Warriors, Draymond Green never plays doesn't try to play at all when Curry or Klay Thompson are not playing.
And so this segues into Pagan 180's questions for everybody on the panel. If Dre leaves, is the Golden State Warrior dynasty officially over?
Let's have Bubba's take, because I don't think Bubba got a chance to go. Bubba, what you got, man, with what Rick just asked the question? Is the Warriors still a dynasty if Draymond leaves?
Salute to everybody in the chat and on the panel. I mean, I don't believe. I mean, it really depends, because at this point in their careers, like they're like Steph Curry about to be 34, like they're old now. So if you take Draymond off this team, yeah, you took him off the team, and I don't really think the Golden State Warriors are going to win a championship again. So it's not just Draymond, but I feel like because they're in the latter stage of their careers, they're not going to be good enough to, win a championship. And as far as Draymond goes, I mean, he should look. I mean, he says he really loves the Warriors. He should also look at it from the Warriors' point of view. I mean, you're older now. You're a little bit injury plagued, and you don't give us the production that you was giving us 4 or 5 years ago. So, you know, taking less money, will be the better option because one, you don't want the Warriors to, be in the luxury tax, because they have to pay Poole, have to pay Wiggins, and I don't know if they're gonna pay Kuminga and the other young players. So I'm gonna say that he should ask for something less than the max contract. Now your production, your availability, and your ability to stay healthy is not on point to where if I give you a max contract, it's going to guarantee me as a team in the long run.
It will depend on who the Warriors have replacing Draymond Green. If it's Victor Wembanyama, it's still there. If it's, I take Jeremy Grant. I don't think he's gonna give the defense, but I think his defense is average. But I think he can help the Warriors. But I don't know if he's gonna ask max money, so I don't know about that.
Yeah, I always thought like this with those three. Those guys are like they can't really do nothing without each other. Like if you look at just the timeline, every time one of those guys are out, the whole operation just fails. Like when Klay Thompson was out those 2 years with the Achilles and ACL tears, like the Warriors were like the worst team in the NBA. People forget from in the 1920 season, like they were like the worst team in the NBA. They're at the bottom of the barrel. People like at that point thought the Warriors was over, and now just Klay Thompson was gone. Steph Curry was still there, Draymond was still there, but it was basically Steph Curry being the show, and trying to complete all the offense, but without Klay Thompson, he just didn't have it. You had instances, of course, with Steph Curry not there even this season. Y'all can see, and they kind of were struggling. They're starting to pick it back up a little bit, but we've seen without Steph Curry, they're not winning. That's the main ingredient. And then even with Draymond, without Draymond Green, the interior presence and the defensive anchor to their team, you can somewhat kind of push them around a little bit. You can somewhat kind of push the Warriors around. Like Draymond does bring that to the. So all three of them, without each one of them, there's something's always going to, flummox. But at this point in their career, I don't believe they're winning. I think it's just the amount of competition, the age that you have to, contribute to it. I think it's going to be very hard for the Warriors to win another championship at this stage.
I mean, if the Clippers are tired of Kawhi, or Kawhi can go to the Warriors. I mean, he's still be in Cali, so.
I don't see that happening because he'll be in Steph Curry's shadow. I don't think Kawhi wants to do that. I don't think he wants to. Anybody else got any comments, man? We got a few more minutes left on the show. Youngblood been very quiet. What you want to finish it off with, man?
I think it's over if he leaves. Like, that's your dynasty right there. That's a piece of the dynasty, Walker. Who up? Clay up for a contract. You gonna let him walk? That's another piece of the dynasty you let him walk. So who just left? Curry with Poole beside him and Wiggins? How far is that gonna get you? Be honest, how far is that gonna get you? Poole has no defense at all. Wiggins is going to be your best defender. He's a great perimeter defender, as we see. Who's on the back end? Kevon Looney? Is he going to come up and guard the perimeter consistently on a basis? Your dynasty is over. Your dynasty is over if he walks, because that's a piece of the dynasty, and you're going to have to play Klay. He's probably going to want big money. People forget that. He's probably going to want big money. So if he don't get it, he probably going to walk. So if he do, he probably take a pay cut. Just like how Draymond can take a pay cut. So if he leaves, it's like it's over. Where are you gonna find Like I said, that's a system, and it takes time getting in that system if you're not a scorer.
So that's okay. I wanted to say this earlier. A system, all that basically means is that no matter what pieces we bring, if we put them in the system, eventually a system will work itself out. The system will either boost you or it'll remove the people who can't hang with the system. But just like a corporation, in any system, if I place a person in this spot, either they're going to prevail or they're going to fail. But either way, the system would help us weed out the strong ones and the weak ones, right? So when, like you said, when KD got there, he was exceptional. He was already a scorer. So when you placed him in the system helped him out. It made him look better. It made, like, he was already good, but because the system worked for him, it worked. Now you bring somebody else, it doesn't work so well for him. You start looking for other people. But the Golden State Warriors overall have a system. So basically, touching back on what we're talking about, if you remove Thompson, you remove Green, you remove Curry, they still have a system. Yes, these guys are legendary. They're diamonds in the rough. But again, before we even known of a Steph Curry, he was a skinny dude that looked like Will Smith on that fish movie, Shark Tale, or whatever it was called, before he got bulky and grew some hair on his head. A kid from Davidson that nobody even knew of like that until he started dropping threes on our heads. So that's just how it goes, in my opinion. When Jordan came into the league, it was like, what is this kid gonna do? And then now he's legendary. It's like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's time, like Father Time. The world is a system itself. You will always find something better. LeBron came out of high school, he did his thing. So it's like, it's just their time. Good things must come to an end sometimes. That's just the world we live in. We're not immortal. Your body starts to wear on you. Yeah, you may have the mentality to still be great, but can your body hold on to it? So I think at the end of the day, man, like you said, Curry with these ankles, him getting older, I mean, he'll still throw a shot. I think when he's 60, he'll still throw a shot up on you. But at the end of the day, can you still hang with the younger dudes who are still coming to the league and who are maturing and getting better over time? And the answer is undoubtedly no. Jordan said in his press conference before he left, he was like, hey, my mind is still here, but my body can't keep up. And I believed him. He was like, my mind's still here, but my body can't keep up. And so as a business person, you got to think, okay, they're around 34, 35 is when the average player, 33, they start wearing down. Okay, guys, we are putting a lot of money into these assets, because that's how businessmen think of you, by the way. You're not a person, you're an asset. I don't care how friendly they are. This is America. So they look at you as an asset. And so they like, hey, this asset's getting kind of old. They start breaking down around this time. We got to start looking at these colleges. We got to start looking at these other teams out here. Maybe go overseas and look at something. Look at Luka. Luka's still young as hell. They got Luka young, right? So, and we didn't know Luka was going to be this cold, but that's the point. You have to take a chance. You got to have some money to place a bet. And if they keep paying all these players who are aging and wearing and tearing, they can't ever place a bet to probably find the next Luka, to find the next LeBron, to find the next Jordan. So it's just one of those things where I think we all have to collectively say, thank you for your greatness. Thank you for your legendary time with us. But we got to keep moving. You know what I mean? Because if we stick with these guys, we're going to stick on to their 36, 38. I mean, I know LeBron is doing his thing, but hey, I don't look at Curry and them doing that. So I think it just comes down to, as you said it, believing in the system, because they do have a system. Find some pieces, make sure all these people they paying in the league and on their organization, make sure they do their jobs, go find some younger players, and then you start building them up like they did with the stars and legends that we see and love today. So that's what I'll say on that.
And Warriors had a lot of, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
No, I said I was going to say, Warriors had a lot of players that you thought their career was over. They went to the Warriors and they got big contracts, like Otto Porter, like JaVale McGee. McGee was like the Shaq and the Fool MVP. Gary Payton the second.
Mingle Jester in the building. What's your take, bro, on the Nets and the Warriors, man? So what's your take on the two subjects, brother?
It's my guy right here.
Well, one thing about the Nets is, I mean, they could be viable without Kevin Durant. they're gonna have to tighten up their defense a little more. I mean, the Celtics is the Celtics, so I mean, anybody ain't just out here beating the Celtics. Outside of the Orlando Magic and the Thunders, when they won their games against the Celtics, but anybody ain't just out here beating the Celtics. So I kind of sort of, that game in. I kind of sort of gave them a pass on that game. But these upcoming games, I got to see what's going on. I knew they weren't going to beat the Celtics without Kevin Durant. That's not happening. But the upcoming games, they should be able to put these guys away. If they start losing to OKC and the Spurs and not, it might be in a little trouble without Kevin Durant is out for a month, so it might not look so good for these guys if they can't beat them little sorry teams. But and then as far as the Golden State Warriors go, see, one thing about Golden State, they always had that system in place. Ever since they got rid of Mark Jackson and they brought in Steve Kerr, they always had that system. That's why any player that come into that system, they've been successful. Kevin Durant, Andrew Wiggins. A lot of these guys, they've been successful because, a lot of people thought Andrew Wiggins was about to be out the league. He got in that Golden State Warriors system. He looked like the next coming of Scottie Pippen or somebody. Like, see, that system is good. And like guys just said about the age, they getting older. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, that core, they getting older. But I still think if they get like he said, and he also said that too, if they get a few pieces around them that can fit that system with them, I still think they'll be pretty decent, even with them getting older. And yes, everybody is not LeBron James. You got one LeBron James, and that's LeBron James. Everybody ain't him. Everybody don't have a 16-year prime or whatever it was. Everybody don't have that. But but with that being said, I think that system is good enough to still get them through with Steph Curry and them aging like they is. I still think that system is good enough. And I heard somebody was talking about Draymond Green earlier, saying how he make for the Warriors and how he may not give him no points, but he do all the other stuff for the Warriors, which I agree with. That's what I be trying to tell people. That no, he not gonna give you 30 points and all that, but he do the dirty work for Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Jordan Poole for those guys to flourish on the offensive end. You see, and that's what I always tell people about Draymond. But cause a lot of people go off points. If you ain't scoring no points, then you're no good to most people. But to me, Draymond is very valuable to what the Warriors be doing and how they offense run. He's very valuable. That's my take.
All right, so if that's everyone, I got some breaking news before we end the show. So like Anthony Davis could return to the lineup, Lakers lineup this week. Why are you looking away?
Why are you calling me out?
What he playing? He playing tonight?
Why are Ricky looking away,
Why
man?
You calling me out? He got the Tommy Bell legs, man.
Wait, he playing tonight?
Nah, he'll be back this. That's what they saying. He could possibly be back this week, man.
Anthony Key and Tommy Bell Davis, man.
Man, and one thing about Anthony Davis is, he might be back this week. but the funny thing about Anthony Davis, he could be hurt the next week. So that's fine.
Come on, man.
Hey, you just got the car back. I got to take it back to the shop, brother. They done messed up the timing belt, man.
Right. That part. All that right there. That part. Yeah, that part.
That man said, then you said it was breaking news, like them damn legs. Mm-hmm.
Right.
I thought somebody got fired or some shit. I thought you were telling me somebody got fired in the NBA. This ain't news.
This ain't no news, man.
You just shrug your shoulders at it. You just shrug your shoulders at it, like, okay.
His new nickname, Linguini, like the pasta. I'm gonna call him Linguini.
Noodle legs.
Linguini.
That's funny. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
I love you, Anthony.
He's so great, but he can't stay on the floor.
Cause them legs, man, them two linguinis.
Nigga is phenomenal, but can't stay on the fucking floor.
Can't stay on the floor, man. You put some hot water on them little hard little noodles, they get weak.
Nigga was
He
still
is
playing
good.
himself into the MVP conversation too, if he stayed healthy.
Man,
To me,
that's the
Let
problem.
y'all know that's something gonna happen.
You start putting pressure and hot water on them legs, he can't do it.
Yeah, you're not gonna stay healthy for a whole season. Anthony Davis won't stay healthy for a whole season to save his life, his family life, nobody's life. He gonna go out for
Man.
something.
he needs
Turn
to
the
load
stove
manage
off.
for
Turn
real.
the stove off, anime. Keep it in the box. We need the noodles hard.
Yeah, Anthony Davis, man. I don't know what to say about it. Bet LeBron, like, man, yeah, we won the title, but this nigga, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, 2020 was his only year. Oh man, Mr. Linguini.
That's funny, man. Oh, Anthony Davis.
Man, I'm telling you, much love though, much love, man. But yeah, if that ain't no breaking news, because as soon as he get back, he gonna play 5 minutes in the second quarter. Breaking news again, Mr. Kia Tommy Belt needs himself. Just went back down, and ain't nobody gonna be like, oh, they gonna be like, I was just waiting. I said 2 days, but I guess he lasted 4. There you go.
Bro, I don't understand how this dude just. It's like he a cat, bro. He got multiple lives and he just keep losing them one after another, bro. Like that's how you look at AD.
It's like Boogie. It's like Boogie when he was in his prime. Boogie was so damn good, but he was always hurt. He was so damn good, but he was always freaking hurt.
Man, that man got the Walmart and one type knees, man. You buy them shoes, play one game in them, soles come off. Oh man,
that's so funny.
Nike factory.
That's so funny. Your boy said the Walmart and one sneakers. That is so funny.
I bought a pair. This is a true story, y'all. I bought a pair. They look clean to me too. I said, "Oh, these kind of nice." I ain't know. I went out there and played one game. I went up for a layup, whole sole flew off. My socks on the ground. I said, "You know what? Never again. Learn my lesson."
Yeah.
I might as well took the $20 out of my pocket and threw it in the trash. I said,
wow.
Wow. Yeah. I almost became Mr. Linguini. I almost hurt myself.
Oh, Anthony Davis. Man, he ain't right.
Oh, that's that Arkansas coming out of me. I got them jokes.
Man. Dude, man. Well, we're gonna have to end it there, man. But definitely appreciate y'all coming in. We'll be back tonight, man, with Clipper Talk after the game. I know we've been doing it after every game. So
who they play?
OKC, right?
No,
they play the Rockets.
Oh, you talking about a different team? My fault.
Yeah, they play the Rockets.
Jalen Green is suspended, I think.
Because of that, yeah, it was a big ass fight. I think Porter.
He's suspended because he stepped on the court. So the Clippers have no excuses tonight.
Yeah, cause one thing about the hook with somebody too. Wasn't Jordan Clarkson about to fight somebody? Yeah, don't square it up like that.
Yeah.
He was ready to find Bain, I think. Bain.
Yeah, that's what Desmond Bain. They were about to square. I'm like, okay, them guys done squared up out there, like they on the street.
You're on mute.
No, I said, Jalen Green suspended for the night. So,
y'all should blow them out.
We'll see what happens, y'all. But appreciate y'all coming in. We'll be back on later tonight, man.
All right. Hey, salute, BJ.
Salute, big dog. All right, man. So another good show, you know what I mean? Had a lot of good, interesting takes. Again, people in here, hit the like button when y'all come and, you know what I'm saying, listen, get people actually notified, outside on YouTube. So make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the page if you guys are new, and hit that notification bell to get all of our updates when we post a new video. But Rick, what you got to say about today, and anything you want to add on?
I mean, the last thing I'll say just on the last topic, man, is that I think overall, you know, everybody who loves the NBA, who watches the NBA, who loves their favorite players, to the organizations, to the business people side of it, those players ain't nothing more than assets. Okay. To us, that we're inspired by them. Like as a basketball fan and a person that loves to play the game, I'm inspired by Kobe. I love watching him. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if Kobe start being trash, they gonna get rid of him too. At the end of the day, man, unless you can carry, unless you know, you can, your name alone can market and carry the league like LeBron is doing, they will get rid of you because it's all about money. It's all about making money. And so if you're asking for more money, but you're not bringing in a profit, meaning that you're bringing in more money than what you're asking for, your ass is getting cut. I don't care what you bring. I don't care how much people love you. I don't care how many championships you won. It don't matter. Wade had a run in with Pat Riley back in the day. That's why he ended up in Cleveland. Then he went to Chicago. Then he ended back up in the Miami Heat. He wanted some more money. You know, Wade was like, look, this is Wade County. I brought championships here. I'm legendary. And you know what that front office said? Wade, we love you for that. We appreciate you for that. But take your old ass over there to Cleveland with your best friend and go play ball for a while because we ain't paying shit. Because they look at asset. They look at what are you bringing in? What kind of profit? See, the reason why Kobe was such a god in LA is because of his name is Kobe. Saying Kobe alone in that arena brings in people, right? Kobe was loved on and off the court by his true fans, so they came to support him. They not because he's a great basketball player. He has 5. Yeah, we know all that, but the business people are looking at, because of Kobe's name, KB24, the Mamba, all this kind of stuff. They making money off Kobe. Kobe is an asset, right? LeBron's an asset. Okay, is Draymond Green a good asset? Think about the names I just said: Kobe, LeBron, Draymond Green. And think of them as assets, not their skills or them as basketball players. In a business mind, think of them as an asset. When I say KB24, guess what? People gonna show up. If Kobe wants to take an arena out here in Texas and want to sit down and talk for an hour, that whole place would be stacked just because of his name alone. If LeBron wants to come out here in Dallas, Texas and sit down somewhere, that whole place gonna be stacked just because of his name alone. If Draymond Green said, I'm coming to Dallas, he may get his cousins, a few fans that love him, but I don't know. Maybe it'll be stacked, but I'm telling you, I'm not showing up. I watch it on YouTube because I'm not that invested. You see what I'm saying? And that's how business people look at it. Is this asset going to bring us a profit? We're paying him this much. Will he make double the amount so we can make money? Or is he going to put us in the negative? And so, again, attaching everything else that we talked about today, right? When we think about, okay, yeah, he may bring the defense mentality, but you know what? Steph and Thompson, you know, they kind of be getting hurt lately. And we know that these three need to be together in order for them to be a productive machine. Or we can go an alternate route, like with one of the members that came on it. I forgot who said it, but it's like, look, we'll keep you, but just take less money like Tim Duncan and them back in the day. Because Tim Duncan was already a legend by that point. He was already the greatest power forward of all time in people's eyes. But nobody, the doggone politics of the NBA don't care about you being no legend. They care about this. Show me the money. That's what they care about, right? They care about that dollar bill, y'all. Shout out to Cream Get the Money. You see what I'm saying? We care about them dollars. So it don't matter about how good you were, how great you were, what you did. Where is my money, player? That's what it's a pimping game. All right. And we can never forget that. If your name brings money to us, you can stay on this team for 50 years. If you don't play a game and you show up in this arena and you stack us out and you make us money, you even got it. We'll give you a jersey while you sit on the bench at 55 years old. People keep showing up. But the minute they stop showing up because you ain't producing or they don't care about your name no more, cut. Where's the next guy? And that's how I end that.
All about the money. That's what it's about, man. All about the money. But yeah. Great show, man. We'll be back again tonight for Clipper Talk. Go and subscribe to the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. I'll let Rick finish it off for y'all, man. Let him finish out.
Hey, y'all already know. Y'all already know who it is. At your boy, at Rick Masters 23. or Mr. Lee on Instagram. You can find this lovely face with the big black mark right here on my face. Yes, it's a birthmark. It's not a mole. If some of y'all was wondering, it's a birthmark. I answer it for you. But yes, you will see me on Instagram at RickMasters23 or Mr. Lee. Yo, y'all already know what I'm about to say. The Pull Up Basketball Podcast shirts. We got the red, the black, the white, the tanks, the hoodies, the sweaters. Yo, we got B Jizzle. We affiliated with YouTube, guys. So if you want to contribute, you want to show us some love, don't be afraid to show us some love. We take all kind of forms of love, whether you showing up, whether you contributing a few dollars, whether you come on the panel and talk, man. We sincerely, and I think I speak for BJ when I say this, we sincerely appreciate your time. We thank y'all for showing up. We thank y'all for giving y'all's talks, and we bounce off of y'all. So always continue to show up and support us. We love y'all to death. And yo, B Jizzle, I'm gonna throw the assist back to you.
My boy said, follow us on our social media page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, we respectfully say, pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull out. Peace. Out of here like swim. Wow.
Draymond.